The single largest order signed by any airline ever globally. 470 jets across Airbus and Boeing, 250 for Airbus and 220 orders for Boeing aircraft. Now, just to give some perspective, order of 470 aircraft means 70% of the current total passenger fleet in India. And of this 470, around 30 planes will be delivered in the second half of calendar year 2023. Now, why such a big order has been given by Air India? Because Indian air traffic is expected to grow at a compounded growth rate of around 7% through 2041. That's a good growth rate that we are seeing compared to global growth rate, which is lower at this moment. Also, Boeing had forecasted that a need of around 2,200 aircraft will be seen in India over the next 2 decades, and 80% of these new aircraft will be to support the growth that is expected to be seen in the Indian aviation industry. Also, Air India needs to replace its older aircraft, because if you see the average fleet size of its older aircraft is close to 9 to 10 years. So to stay competitive and offer better services and to be cost efficient, it needs to replace these older aircraft with the newer aircraft in its system. Now in India, this is not the only one big or huge order that we have seen. In past also, Indigo has an order of around 500, and according to CAPA, close to 800 new orders were placed, new aircraft orders were placed by Indian Airlines, excluding this new order, and 500 was from Indigo. Now, with such huge orders in place, does it mean that the competitive intensity in the industry will increase? Well, certainly yes, but it is also important to note the delivery schedule of these new aircraft, how many of the old planes will be getting replaced, and how is the government addressing the slot and the infrastructure issue in the industry. Without this, it is very difficult to say whether the competitive intensity in the industry will increase immediately or at least in FY25 also. And lastly, just to give some perspective, the Indian airline current fleet size is around 650, of which Air India Group holds close to 230 aircraft, while Indigo holds the largest fleet of around 302 aircraft, and the market share of the Indian aviation industry is ruled by Indigo with around 55% market share, while Air India Group has a market share of close to 26, which is Air India plus Vistara plus Air Asia, while SpiceJet and Go First have a market share of close to 7.3 to 7.4%, while other smaller airlines have a market share of just 4.5% in the Indian aviation industry.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.